We have a kind of a special moment here in our service that we want to take part in right now. We have Mac and Kaitlin Silvey joining us all the way from Papua New Guinea today. So Mac and Kaitlin grew up here at Mount Gilead, and they joined on after college with Pioneer Bible Translators, and we've been supporting them as a church for several years now, and they were recently able to take part in a Bible dedication, so they're going to tell us about that, and then they're also going to be the resident missionaries this summer at Camp Allendale, so they are leaving right after this to go to Camp Allendale and report for duty there. So Mac, why don't you take a minute and just tell us about that?
Good morning. Well, as BJ said, my name is McLean, and this is my wife, Kaitlin, and we serve in Papua New Guinea. And this morning, as we prepare to hear from the Word of God in our language, I want to share with you about a people group on the other side of the planet who are now able to do the same thing in their language. This is the Apar Bible, and last year, Kaitlin and I had the opportunity to travel to the village of Anguna and celebrate the dedication, the completion of this book. We had a week-long celebration and revival with preaching, teaching, singing, and dancing in the Apar language that culminated in 4 men placing this book on an ark. And starting on the outskirts of the village, they carried it through the village into the field where we were celebrating and wove their way between groups of people singing and dancing and praising God. And as the men carrying this book made their way closer to the stage, one of the local pastors leaned over to me and said, "Mac, would you be the one to hand this book off to the Apar people as the Pioneer Bible Translators representative?" And of course I said yes, I'd be honored to, but I didn't realize the significance of that moment until the men made it to the steps of the stage that we were on. And the translators, the men and women who'd spent 38 years of their lives working on this book, and the elders in the villages that had gathered, and all of the church leaders fell to their knees weeping at the sight of the Word of God in their language. And I realized at that moment that was when it went from the theoretical, the project that the missionary and the translation team was working on over here, to the Word of God living and active and ready to be used by the Apar people. Mount Gilead, we could not do this kind of work without you. This is not a fast project. This is a slow and sometimes difficult work. But we can go to places like Papua New Guinea and do this kind of work for people like the Apar because of your partnership, your support, your love, and most importantly, your prayer for our work. Thank you for being a part of our ministry. And on behalf of all of the Apar people who now get to read about Jesus in their language, thank you.
Well, Mac and Kaitlin, you guys have dedicated your lives to Bible translation, and just on a personal level, you guys grown up here at church, and then us being able to send you out in this way to go do this work, it's just incredible. You're an incredible couple on an incredible mission, and we're happy to be part of that.